These are some frequently asked questions about expulsion or suspension of California state legislators. Which branch of government determines who can hold a legislative office? California's Constitution in Article 4, Section 5 provides that the legislature is the judge of its members and their ability to hold office. What does the state constitution provide regarding judging who can hold office? Section 5A1 of Article 4 provides each house of the legislature shall judge the qualifications and elections of its members. As a result, the courts in this state have repeatedly held that the legislature is the sole judge of who is or is not a member of either the Assembly or the Senate. Are state legislators subject to suspension or expulsion? Section 5, again of Article 4, specifies procedures for the expulsion or the suspension of members of the California state legislature. What is expulsion? Basically, it's removal from office and can be done by the legislative body itself to one of its own members. California's constitution is similar to the federal constitution in this regard. What does the U.S. Constitution provide regarding expulsion? The federal constitution in Article 1, Section 5, Clause 2 specifies each house may determine the rules of its proceedings, punish its members for disorderly behavior, and with the concurrence of 2/3, expel a member. What does the state constitution provide regarding expulsion? Well, in a similar vein, California's constitution provides, and by roll call vote entered in the journal, 2/3 of the membership concurring may expel a member. Can state legislators be suspended? California's constitution does allow for the suspension of members of the legislature. The state constitution was amended by the state's electorate in 2016 by Prop 50 to specifically allow suspension of state legislators. And Subdivision 2 of Section 5A of Article 4 was specifically added to provide for the suspension mechanism. How is a House suspension completed? Again, in Article 4 under Section 5A2 Cap A, either House of the legislature may suspend a member. Suspension is done by a House adoption of either a formal motion or by a written resolution. The vote must be a minimum of 2/3 in favor of the suspension, and the votes of each member must be entered in the Assembly or Senate Daily Journal, depending on which House is suspending its member. What must the motion or resolution contain? It must contain findings and declarations setting forth the basis for the member's suspension. What can the House do to the suspended legislator? The House suspending its member is authorized to force the suspended member to forfeit his or her salary and benefits for all or part of the period of the suspension. And this forfeiture must be done by an express provision contained either in the motion or the resolution. What is a suspended legislator prohibited from doing? A member who is suspended is prohibited from exercising any of the rights, privileges, duties, or powers of his or her office, or from utilizing any of the resources of the legislature during the period that the member is suspended from office. And finally, for how long can a legislator be suspended? The suspension of the member remains in effect until the date specified in the motion or the resolution. If a date is not specified in the adopted motion or resolution, then there must be a subsequent motion or resolution with a specified date to terminate the suspension of the legislator.